Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Well, the government shuts down October 1st, the very first minute in October 1st. And we have to discuss what happens during a government shutdown and or before a government shutdown. There's some things that happens with stock and could also affect crypto that actually takes place before, during, and after. And we need to see where is the opportunity. Let's talk about what's going on first. Stocks are little change as U.S. government shutdown looms. Wall Street ahead for monthly gains. Live update that was from CNBC. Here's something that actually takes place. As politicians in Washington spar over delays, you know, the same dog and pony show. Without congressional action, government funding will expire at 12:01 a.m. October 1st. That is Eastern Standard Time, aka New York time. All right. Anything deemed non-essential would be put on hold. So Americans could experience delays with certain services of hundreds of thousands of federal workers will go without pay. Without pay. All right. Now, they will get paid, you know, when the government reopens. But if there's a shutdown, and it looks like there will be a shutdown, they will get paid. All right. But the question is, you know, it just don't feel right going to work, knowing you're not going to get paid and not knowing when you're going to get paid. I've been there before due to circumstances with other companies. Okay. So now I want to show you some things that is happening right now that we need to be aware of that will actually help you to make decisions, right, on your investment strategies. So I got a few notes here, and I have something very, very important to tell you about a live event with Keenan Grace, Chris Sane, and myself. So please, right, remember we talked about the job numbers that comes out on Friday. Well, they won't be coming out on Friday if the government shuts down, right? Over 750,000 people could be impacted. The truth be told, with the government people that's on payroll and the other companies that do work for the federal government, you're talking over 1 million people, okay, that could go without pay. All right. These are the bad points, right? These are the bad points. All right. So there'll be no government services, you know, parks, recreations, those will be shut down and all of that. No national parks, no weather services. All of those things will go, will not be in service during the government shutdown. And unfortunately, some of these food programs, there's a lot that get affected when there is a government shutdown because how big the government is, right? And we, you know, for years, bigger and bigger and bigger government, which needs to be shut down if you ask me as an independent. But government is too big. Now, there's some jobs that's essential. We absolutely need them. We just need to just shift what those are, okay? So let's leave our politics out of it, but we all can agree that government is just too big. Okay, good news is that the stock market generally sells off before the shutdown. So it gets priced in, and actually the stock market normally does better right behind the actual government shutdown. It actually does better, all right? So military will be in service, all right? Federal Reserve, Social Security, all of those, and law enforcement, they will still go on, all right? Air traffic control will still go on, and some military will still go on, all right? TSA gets back pay, and military get back pay. So they will get back pay, but they will be essential. Those are essential workers, so they keep going. So it's not all gloom and doom, all right? So we have bad news, and then we have some good news, okay? So let's look and see what's happening in the market. So the market right now as you could see, is already starting to what? Boom, boom, boom. It was, look at that, down, and now it's starting to reverse, right? And so over the last 5 days, we had other news that was bad, okay? So leading to this government shutdown, the market is actually doing well. All three indices, S&P, Dow, and NASDAQ. Look at that. You see it for yourself, right, good people? And so what's happening now that hasn't happened in the past? This market is getting used to this. It's getting used to the dog and pony show. The market is betting that something good will happen. It will get worked out. Let's take a quick peek at crypto. Don't worry, stock people, don't leave. Let's look at crypto. We could see what's happening with crypto. Flat, flat, flat. See here? Flat all the way down. Bitcoin, Ethereum. But it did sell off over the last few days, but yeah, flat, relatively flat. So we'll take that, okay? So now, what are we looking for? Me personally, I look for opportunity, okay? So we had some of the what we call sin stocks, that's gambling and weed stock. We did a short on these two, and we won. All right. When I say we, I'm talking about we and Money Moves. I just grabbed a few shares. I thought that they would go down, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to stick to the topic at hand, and this is this government shutdown. And as it pertains to at the moment of me making this video, it is still going to happen.
Obviously, Jennifer, there are a lot of economic implications, but there are also implications for the markets in terms the markets don't usually react to shutdowns. Let me just put that right out there. However, we could see perhaps a delay of some very important economic reports, and that could affect the markets.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got that key jobs report out this Friday. Depending on how long this shutdown occurs, that could get delayed. And if it's delayed long enough, that could create problems for the Federal Reserve that uses that key data to make informed decisions, right? They're very worried about the labor side of their dual mandate. But I think it's also important to point out that the stakes of a government shutdown this time around are much higher. And that is because President Trump has threatened to lay off a very large swath of the federal government workforce. We're already expecting to see those who were cut loose or given a deal for 8 months severance roll off the government payrolls here soon. And if the government shutdown does occur, White House Budget Director Russell Vought has already directed federal agencies to make plans for mass layoffs. If they follow through with that, that's going to have large implications for the economy itself. Of course, we also are going to see people furloughed. We've traditionally seen that as part of a government shutdown. How long this shutdown lasts is another question, and economic implications for that. And I just want to remind viewers that the last time Trump was president, we saw a government shutdown, and it was the longest in history.
So you guys remember that. It was the longest in history. It was the fight. And we do know that this president does not like to back down. So let's see. This could be a tough one. I'll be honest with you. Now, remember that we had Elon that went in and he cut a lot of those jobs already. Some warranted, some weren't warranted, because some of those people had to return. He overcut, and some essential workers got cut, and some of them just got back, and they were in the process of returning some of those other essential workers. So now you heard the lady, and I kind of agree with her, that the president now is saying it's going to be a firing, he's going to go on a firing frenzy, and it could affect the overall job market, okay? But traditionally, the stock market has done well. But just remember what the Fed said. He is going to be concentrating on jobs, jobs, jobs. So let's see how this play out. So what I did was, we did a lot of buying today. And I bought some OKLO, some Oklo, because, we need energy to power all of this AI. I let people in Money Moves know. before I go any longer, I just want to put this in, okay? Listen, I want you to check out the links below. The top link in this video is going to be a webinar with Keenan Grace, Chris Sain, and myself. We're going to do a 90-minute webinar, and we want you guys to join us. You must click the link below. It's the top link in the description. So just scroll down under this video, see where it says description, and click that top link, and it will play the promo that we prepared for you guys. So you're going to learn about options, when to get in and out of a play, candlesticks. We're just going to cover how to build a strong portfolio. We're going to cover a lot in this 90-minute session. Here's the kicker, though. You have to register before this Sunday. You have to register before the event because there will be no replay. But if you are in the event and you do register, then you get to watch it over and over and over as many times as you want. So that's what we're talking about today. But we're going to see what happens as it stands right now. At the time that I'm making this video, we are hours away from a government shutdown. And if they play hardball, again, the people will lose, okay? But we're going to see, will it be a buying opportunity, okay? So like I said previously, the market does well. Let's see what the market does this time because we got that extra layer of the president threatening more jobs as far as him firing people. And now we built everything around this big government, which was too big. I agree with that. And now we're going to have some essential workers that's going to get affected, good people. We got some military that's going to be going to work with no pay. We need our military, okay? We got essential government jobs that are going to get affected. I'm just going to leave it right there. I want you to Google and see exactly which positions will get affected because we don't want you to be overly concerned, but we don't want you to lay back and not find out what's happening with our government, okay? As it pertains, or should I say, as it affects our pockets, okay? So top link below, all right? This Sunday, all right, live webinar, Keenan Grace, myself, and Chris Sain. We will all be together, all right? So come and join us. We'll see you tomorrow. Live, love, laugh, and learn.